Hey friend, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's a Michigan pumpkin beer drink-off. So I think a lot of beer drinkers have a love-hate relationship with pumpkin beers, and a lot of people think pumpkin beer when they hear Oktoberfest. Well, friends, Oktoberfest are lagers. Pumpkin beers are pumpkin ales. Totally not the same thing. Today I'm going to be doing something similar to my Oktoberfest Extravaganza, and then I'm going to be opening and pouring a few of these tasty Michigan pumpkin beers, and I'll be tasting them, giving my thoughts, and working my way towards which I find to be my favorite of the bunch. The contestants from lightest to heaviest today are Ichabod from New Holland Brewing at 4.5%, Griffin Claw's Screaming Pumpkin at 5%, Arcadia Brewing's Jawjacker at 6%, Atwater Brewing's Pumpkin Spice Latte, also at 6%, and Pumpkin Tart from Brewery Vivant at 7.2%, which, it's more of a saison, but really, what else should we expect from Brewery Vivant, right? I mean, they do a lot of saisons, and this is a seasonal release, a pumpkin beer. It's ale brewed with real pumpkin and spices, so we're going to call it a pumpkin ale, even though maybe that's technically not what it is. So let's let the good times flow. I'm going to get out my glasses, and we'll open these one at a time. First, Ichabod by New Holland. Screamin' Pumpkin. Oof, I can smell that pumpkin spice. Nutmeg. Screamin' Pumpkin. Jawjacker.
Jawjacker.
Atwater Pumpkin Spice Latte. And Pumpkin Tart by Brewery Vivant. Brewery Vivant, Pumpkin Tart. I swear, all I can smell back here is nutmeg, cinnamon, pumpkin, all that good stuff. All right, so I'm going to start off with New Holland's Ichabod right here. This has been around for a while. I think all these have pretty much gone through some paces at some point or another. I know that this and Jawjacker are probably two that I've had probably most recently, but let's try this out. Like I said, smells really cinnamon, nutmeg, kind of that, pumpkin-y, what you would consider like a pumpkin spice kind of smell. Thin mouthfeel, a little bit of a cinnamon, a little bit of a nutmeg taste to it. Not really strong. A lot of spice to it. Next is Griffin Claw's Screamin' Pumpkin. Let me smell it first. This one smells a little bit boozier. You can smell the alcohol in it a little bit better. It's they're all really similar colors. I don't see anything that really stands out except for maybe this Atwater, but it smells a little boozier, more ale, a more ale scent. Taste a lot of pumpkin, a lot of cinnamon in this. It's a little bit heavier mouthfeel, a little bit stronger taste. Ichabod doesn't have a whole lot of taste to it. I mean, it does, but it's more spicy. So this one is Arcadia's Jawjacker. Let me give it a smell first. Kind of an ale-y smell, a little bit of a pumpkin, not overpowering. This one's a little bit sweeter, more cinnamon. So this one was cinnamon and pumpkin. This one's cinnamon, but this one's really kind of stronger on the cinnamon taste. Yeah, a little spicier even. This is probably spicier than Ichabod a little bit. Okay, so this is Atwater's pumpkin spice latte. I get kind of a sweet scent out of it. I don't get a lot of coffee scent. I mean, if it's a latte, I kind of figured that I'd pick up some kind of coffee scent to it. Again, this seems like it's a little bit darker than the others. Okay, I do taste more coffee in this. A little bit of nutmeg. Has a little bit of a syrupy aftertaste, a little bit bitter, but I think that's kind of from the coffee. And this is the pumpkin tart, which I think is going to be kind of the standout. It's going to be a little bit different from the rest. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking without trying it. I smell pumpkin, smell cinnamon. They all really smell very similar. It comes down to the taste though, doesn't it? This one's lighter. Wow, it's got a tartness to it. You know, go figure, it's called pumpkin tart. It definitely has that pumpkin taste, but it's really tart on the end. This is also the strongest. And it hides that alcohol really well for being 7.2%. I'm going to go through one more quick run through of tasting it, and then I'm going to start eliminating different beers here. So Ichabod. Ichabod's very light. Screamin pumpkin. Yeah, definitely more nutmeg, more cinnamon than nutmeg. Jawjacker. Sweeter. So this one has almost like a lagery kind of smell. When I smell it, the first smell I smell it, but subsequent smells after that I don't really pick up that lagery kind of smell. All right, latte. This one has like a kind of a almost maple syrupy kind of smell to it. I'm not really digging the coffee kind of vibe on that one though. This pumpkin tart is just so kind of intriguing because it kind of hits you up front with that pumpkin and you just get the tart kind of slap on your tongue at the tail end. And it's just kind of, I just want to keep drinking it. So right now I'm going to have to eliminate Atwater's pumpkin spice. This is kind of my least favorite of the bunch. So it gives us Vivant's pumpkin tart, Screamin pumpkin, Ichabod, and Jawjacker. Let's try Ichabod again. It's just so light. I think the two front runners for me right now after that first kind of round of elimination are Jawjacker and pumpkin tart. That's just kind of the front runners in my mind. So let me do, this is Ichabod and this is Screamin pumpkin. Ichabod first. So really light, easy drink. And Screamin pumpkin's just, it's really similar, but it has more of a kind of a cinnamony bite to it. I'm going to eliminate another one now. I'm going to take Ichabod out of the running. It's not a bad beer. It's very good, light drinking beer. If you're going to have a few, I would say probably Ichabod is your best shot. If you want to get somebody in a pumpkin beer, this is definitely a gateway. It's not the best one, at least of the bunch that I've had today. It's not bad, but it's just because it's so light, and it is only 4.5%. So, you know, you kind of go into it knowing it's a little bit lighter, but this is a perfect gateway to pumpkin beers for anybody that's not into them because it's got that nice balanced taste. It's not too strong, and I don't want to hold that against it because it's not strong. It's really nice and smooth, but I think for saying the best pumpkin beer I'm getting more of a pumpkin taste out of these others. So sorry, Ichabod, and I'm really sorry to see you go, but we're going to move you on, and we're going to sit with Screamin pumpkin. We're going to sit with Screaming Pumpkin, Jawjacker, and Pumpkin Tart. So let's dive into the next round. All right, Screamin' Pumpkin first. I'm going to have to put that up against Jawjacker. Oh, I don't know. And then I'm going to go Pumpkin Tart here. All right, so my next elimination is going to be Screamin' Pumpkin. And again, it's not bad. I think it's got a good cinnamon kind of taste to it, some pumpkin flavor. But I think moving on to Jawjacker just amplifies it. They're both, this is 5%. And this is 6%. I don't think the percentage has really much to do with it, but this one amps up the flavor. So unfortunately, Griffin Claw's Screamin' Pumpkin, it's going to be third in my list of 5. So it comes down to these two bad boys here. I guess let's try them out and see what we say. This is round number 4, right? Because there's 2 left. So, Jawjacker, it's really nice and sweet. It's got a balanced kind of cinnamon and pumpkin flavor. They balance, and you can taste a little bit of the nutmeg in there. They just balance each other out really well. And Pumpkin Tart here, I mean, really, these are so hard to compare and so hard to kind of break down and say, you know, I like this one better than this one. Just for my taste alone, I think my winner is going to be Jawjacker. And I'm going to go with Jawjacker just because this is more of a traditional pumpkin ale. Like I said, it has really great balance of pumpkin flavoring, cinnamon, and a little tiny hint of nutmeg at the back end. Pumpkin Tart is a really close second, and the only reason I'm going to say that this is second is just because it's just a little bit different of a taste. It has that tartness to it. So I'm going to give both of these, I'm going to recommend both. I'm going to say Jawjacker is the one that you should go with if you're looking for a traditional pumpkin ale. You know, you want to do the pumpkin beer. It's fall time right now, right? The weather's getting cooler finally. And, you know, if you're leaning towards doing the fall thing, Halloween, all that stuff, and you want to just go all out pumpkin because everybody else is doing it, I would say Jawjacker's your first choice. If you are a seasoned pumpkin ale person, a seasoned pumpkin ale fan, right? And you have had all the pumpkin ales you can think of, and you're like, I want that pumpkin ale taste, but I want something, you know, a spin that's going to make it totally, that's going to put it on its ear, but still, you know, follow it closely enough that you're going to enjoy it because you know you like pumpkin beer. That's where Pumpkin Tart comes in, because you get a real bright pumpkin taste up front, and it's just followed by that tartness that just kind of, it's the icing on the cake for this. So again, you know, for my whole pumpkin drink off, I'm going to go Jawjacker in first place. If you're a traditional pumpkin ale drinker and you want to try a pumpkin ale that's going to hit the spot, I'm going to go with Jawjacker. If you want a pumpkin ale in second place that's going to just put you outside your comfort zone maybe and just give you that different spin on the whole pumpkin ale thing, I'm going to say go with Brewery Vivant's Pumpkin Tart. So that, my friends, is my 2017 pumpkin beer drink-off. What are some of your favorite pumpkin beers, or are you one of those beer drinkers that can't stand pumpkin beers? Tell me all about it in the comments below this video. While you're down there, why not like and subscribe and share with your friends? It is absolutely free. You can also find links to my social media like my Instagram and Facebook pages, or a link to my blog at drafttherapy.com. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beers, support your local breweries, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.